Hey guys, John here from Defeating Divorce, and in this video you'll learn how to deal with an angry husband. These are some of the best practices for living with an angry spouse. Before we start the video, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell button to be notified whenever we publish new videos. If your husband seems to always be angry, irritable, negative, or maybe little things seem to set him off, then this video is for you. Just know that there are actions you can take to more effectively deal with an angry partner. However, if your safety is threatened, leave immediately. Know that it is never okay for your husband to verbally or physically abuse you. There are a few times where you need to let the small things slide. For instance, if it's a rare outburst. However, there are times where you may need to give them a stern warning and hold your ground. So let's take a look at some of the best strategies and tips for dealing with an angry husband. Number 1. Manage your emotions and never add to the fire. Attempting to control your angry husband will only cause him to become more uncooperative and unresponsive. Also, it is important that you control your anger as much as possible in response to your husband's behavior. The more calm you remain in this situation, the more likely you will de-escalate the situation and ultimately lessen the emotional intensity. So try to stay level-headed. Number 2. Be assertive and respectful. Give him a calm warning and let him know that you won't tolerate this. Say something like, "I'm not your enemy. I know you may have had a bad day, but don't talk to me like this." If you remain silent to his poor behavior, he may believe it is acceptable for him to lash out and continue acting poorly towards you. Yet if you challenge his anger with your own anger and lash out, then you're going to likely escalate the situation. Instead, find a middle ground. Address his behavior but remain respectful and calm. Number 3. Get to the root of the issue. Oftentimes we men turn our frustrations into anger and can unintentionally take it out on those around us. If your husband seems to be angry with you over things that aren't your fault, consider talking with him after he's cooled down about what is triggering his anger. Oftentimes, it's that he's feeling stressed out or disrespected, and it's important you both can acknowledge where it's coming from. This will allow you both to have an honest conversation about how to make his and ultimately your lives easier. Number 4. Consider outsider help. Although not necessarily initially, you may need to consider bringing in another person to help your husband both see the error in his ways and change. I would first recommend confronting your husband calmly and respectfully if his behavior becomes a pattern. If he doesn't listen, then consider bringing in some people who will put pressure on him to change, such as a counselor or a religious leader. Another reason why you bring in other people is for validation. Sometimes we're too close to the situation and can really benefit from a third-party perspective. Also, your husband may be less likely to listen to you if he thinks you're being overly sensitive, which is why a third opinion can really help. Alright, so in summary, use these strategies to help manage your angry husband. Number 1. Manage your emotions and never add to the fire. Number 2. Be assertive and respectful. Number 3. Get to the root of the issue. And lastly, number 4. Consider outsider help. And before we end the video, I do want to let you know that if your husband is against seeing a counselor, there are other resources you can utilize to ensure your relationship gets the help it needs. Simply head on over to www.defeatingdivorce.com/counseling to see the amazing online counseling program available to you from the comfort of your own home. Or you can simply click the link in the video description below. In fact, right now you can actually get a week-long trial for free. I highly recommend checking out this amazing, innovative approach to modern-day therapy. Again, just click the link in the video description below or head to www.defeatingdivorce.com/counseling to learn more or get started. Well, that about sums up today's video. I hope you found this information helpful, and if you did, please give this video a thumbs up. Also, be sure to share this content with anyone you think may find it helpful. Again, my name is John, and thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.